Hi.
Hi. You warm enough?
Oh my God.
What? What's wrong?
It's morning. I spent the whole night here and I didn't call home. Grum's gonna kill me.
She knows you're with me, doesn't she?
But that it won't matter. We made a deal that I'd tell her where I was and when I was gonna be home.
It's too bad you didn't keep your side of the bargain. Miss Weber, you wanted it home. It's my sad duty to inform you you're both trespassing.
Did you get the girls off to school okay?
Fine. I didn't tell them about Lucy. I was hoping that you would tell me that it was a big mistake.
I spoke with the sheriff in Ocala County. They're sending the bodies back to Port Charles for identification, but they're fairly certain.
Have you heard anything more than what we heard on the news?
No, not much. Scott was in his plane with Lucy. He must have lost control and crashed, and the bodies were burned beyond recognition.
Have you spoken to Kevin?
He and his father have disappeared somewhere. Garcia seems to think it has something to do with Eve Lambert. You know, Felicia, I know I'm supposed to care about this, that I'm the police commissioner, but all I keep thinking about is how much Kevin loved Lucy. What the hell is he gonna do without her?
He would have forgiven her. He always did. How can you not forgive Lucy? My very best friend. I always used to think of that as such a big joke. But it wasn't. We became so close. How am I ever gonna tell my girls about this? I don't understand it myself. Why do we have to lose the people that we love so much?
I don't know.
We've got the mail. We don't have to stay here.
Well, there's no point in thinking about living here if I can't even bear to be in the house.
Yeah, you're right.
So do you like it? I mean, if you could live anywhere, would it be here?
If I could live anywhere, be with you.
So you don't care?
Yeah, the house has a lot of light. You can sit in this room and probably watch the sunrise.
It's funny you'd say that. It's exactly what Brenda used to do. I used to come downstairs and she'd be sitting right there on that couch in her pajamas, watching the sunrise. Someone told her once that they were as sure as the sun, and ever since then, she liked to watch the sunrise. To remind herself, she said that every day was a chance for something good to happen.
Yeah, everyone I loved her. You, Sonny, Mike, even Emily.
I think, in a way, that you loved her, too.
I didn't know why Sonny put up with her, why you were her friend. She never listened to anyone. She always seemed to do exactly the wrong thing, start a fight, leave when she should have stayed. She could never understand why things had to be the way they were. But when I went to the church to tell her that Sonny was gone, oh man, it was like smashing something beautiful, something that shouldn't have been broken. Then I got used to Brenda. And okay, we probably started liking each other. And after a while, I saw that she was really brave. You have to be to hope. And Brenda always did.
Miss Davis, this is a nice surprise. I assume you're the one who's arranged my bail.
Ned Ashton. I'm just the intermediary.
How much do I owe him?
Not a cent, as long as you don't leave the county. This is a statement to that effect that you need to sign before you can be released.
They neglected to return my pen.
Feel free.
Ned must like me more than I thought.
He told me to tell
That
you...
he did it for Brenda, I know.
Actually, he told me to tell you that he's sorry that any of this ever happened.
Well, Ned has nothing to be sorry about. Have my brother and father been able to arrange bail?
At this point, their visitors are being restricted, but as their co-defendant, you can probably see them if you want to.
All I want to do is get the hell away from here.
After you.
V?
Mr. Jacks,
The order for my client's release.
I have your personal effects right here. Watch, stainless steel, 1. Leather wallet, $400 cash. Keys and wedding ring.
Took it out of my wallet. Carry it for luck. Thank you, Miss Davis. Thank you, V. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be walking out of here.
Well, you might want to go through the personnel entrance because someone leaked word to the media of your release, and there's a whole lot of reporters outside.
Ned hired you to get me released. Now that you have, are you still my lawyer?
If you want me.
I need to know you're working for me, not Ned.
If you're my client, Mr. Jacks, I'm working for you.
Well, in that case, I'd appreciate it if you would handle the media.
Would you like me to issue a statement?
No comment.
Not even that you're sure you'll be vindicated.
I'm not sure, Miss Davis, and neither are you.
You've just hired yourself an excellent attorney, Mr. Jacks. I would say that your chances are improving all the time. Now, you have been released on bail. You're still being charged under the RICO statutes. Your houses, your cars, your property, real and personal, have been frozen by the government. As an officer of the court, it's my duty to caution you not to leave the county of Port Charles. And as Ned Ashton's friend, I hope you understand that he's put a fortune on the line for you. His money, not his family's. Don't make him regret it.
She's almost as efficient as you are, and that's saying something. Thanks again.
Well, Mr. Ashton did it for Brenda.
No, Mr. Ashton did it because you thought to ask him in Brenda's name. You're a good friend, V. They're harder to come by than I realized.
I know that your car has been confiscated, so you can borrow
It's
mine.
okay, I have enough money for a cab.
Okay, your mom's still at the penthouse. You know, it's a rental,
I'm
so
not
that she...
going back to the penthouse. There's a few things I need to work out alone. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Tom won't object to giving you the information, will he?
I don't think so. I mean, he's always been really great about everything. So is everyone else. I really hate to think that one of them is doing this to me. You know, Grandfather said that it could happen. I mean, not the blackmailing, but he said that if anyone asked me to model, that they were probably just taking advantage of the Quartermain name.
No, that's not true. I mean, you're good.
How do I know you're not just saying that?
Because I am richer than you are. Listen, you know, I realize that most guys don't have, like, their own horses, a nice car, and a huge inheritance waiting for them. All the things of which I'm very grateful for. But there are a lot of things about being rich that aren't much fun. You know, like people telling you what you want to hear because of what they think you can do for them. You know, that makes it hard to know who to trust. No, I've never been blackmailed before, but I do know what it's like to be used for your money. I'm not gonna let whoever's using you get away with it.
You're the best.
How do I know you're not just saying that?
No, you don't. But you are richer than me, so.
That's right.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Tom.
Emily, I miss a booking? What are you doing here?
No, I need your help.
Oh, your grandmother didn't file an official complaint, so I don't have to take you home unless you'd like a ride.
I'll be fine.
It's a nice place. I especially like the furniture. Unfortunately, this boxcar is private property, and the railroad plans to padlock the place tomorrow, so you're gonna have to move on. I can give you the name and number of a shelter that'll take you, no questions asked.
I'll find something on my own.
It's a fight to survive on the streets in the winter. Vagrants will kill you for an abandoned building. And I'm sure you want somewhere safe if the lady's gonna be visiting you. Just in case. So, should I give your grandmother a call, or are you gonna save me the time and go home?
As soon as I help Lucky pack.
Take care.
Hey, no throwing garbage in the living room floor.
I'm not staying in any shelter.
Well, I'll throw it away as soon as I get home. Just don't want to litter.
Look, if I don't find another place, maybe you'll remember the address.
I'm committed to the environment, okay? But if I also happen to know an address of a safe place for you to go, well then, good for me.
I can afford an apartment. Or a room, at least. I just need to find someone who'll take me as a tenant.
Ruby.
My dad moved into Kelly's once when my mom kicked him out. I'm not going back to any of it.
Well then, a place like Kelly's, you know, a restaurant with rooms above it, or a house with an apartment above the garage, just something.
Oh, just have to start looking again.
Unless you want to stay with me. Permanently.
Elizabeth, your grandmother's not gonna let me sleep on your floor forever.
Sarah called last week. She's going to school in London this year to be closer to my parents. You can stay in a room. You can even pay rent if you want.
Your grandmother's been great. The way she loves you. And she's been pretty patient with me, considering I helped you run away and practically forced you to carry a knife.
Which I stabbed you with.
It was as much my fault as it was yours. Your grandmother knew it. And she helped me anyway. Like I said, she's been great. I don't think I can live in her house full time. Besides, I'm kind of used to living on my own. And I like it. I earn my own money. I go to school. I don't see why someone won't rent me a room.
Someone will. But until then, you need a place to stay, and I don't see why it can't be with me.
I just don't think Audrey will go for it.
I'm gonna go home and start begging her right away. Can you carry all this stuff by yourself?
Most of the blankets belong to your grandmother anyway.
Oh, good. So while you're showing up to return this stuff, I'll just invite you to stay with us. Please, just give me 1 hour. Just 1 hour.
Okay.
Okay, I'll see you there.
All right. Wait. Before the railroad locks this place up, I just want to thank you for everything you did. I mean, not just decorating it, but visiting and listening to me. You get me the guitar, painting the pictures on my television. In spite of what happened, this is the best summer of my life.
Mine too.
My English teacher is the only one who really has a problem with me taking time off. He says in addition to makeup work, I have to write an essay on the process of modeling. You know, what I do to prepare, what happens to the pictures, all that kind of stuff.
You sure modeling's worth it to you?
Yeah, I love it.
Good. Glad to hear that, Emily, because you have something. Comes right through the lens. A couple of years, you're going to be very big.
Thanks. Well, would you mind telling me everything?
Not at all. All you guys have seen up to this point is the fun stuff. The life of a photograph is actually pretty boring. We take between 40 and 45 rolls of film per shoot. There's 16 exposures to a roll. That's anywhere between 500 and 750 shots per session. My darkroom is way too small to develop those here, so I send my assistant off to the lab.
So, which lab is that?
That's Bauer Hirsch on 12th Street.
That's the first time I've ever been upstairs.
So what do you think?
Well, it doesn't really matter to me living where Brenda lived. The only place that ever hurt me was the bridge when you weren't there, but if that's how this house makes you feel, then we shouldn't live here. I'm not telling you what to do, but it would be hard for me to watch you miss Brenda even more.
I think that the house makes me feel closer to her. If Jax thinks it's okay.
It's not Jax's house.
But it was Brenda's, and he loved her. I'm gonna make us some tea, and then we can sort through the mail.
What the hell are you doing here? Put that down and get out.
What the hell are you doing, pouring through her things? Looking for mementos to send to Corinthos?
Just back off.
Why don't you walk away from me?
Jax.
Robin. I didn't know you were here.
Yeah, we just, came to sort through the mail and water the plants. We didn't know you'd been released.
This morning. Yeah. Whole time I was locked up, I was thinking about this place. Worrying that someone would break in and steal something that she loved. I should have known you'd look after it. Sorry.
It's all right.
We'll go.
No, don't. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, too.
The client owns the negatives, but I get a set for my portfolio and any exhibitions I'm lucky enough to get.
So the bridesmaid shoot, the one that I just did, you, my agency, and the magazine all got copies of the contact sheets?
Yeah, they should have been delivered. That was a rush. Remember the magazine was facing a deadline.
Right.
Yeah, they were delivered the morning after the shoot. The morning after Brenda's memorial. You did a great job with these. You were a real pro. She would have been very proud.
Thank you. So is there any way that I get a copy of those?
Arnold Jurgen can get you a copy of this.
Okay.
Who's he?
That's my agent. He's the one that got me the test shoot after Tom took my first picture.
You need anything else, or can I get that?
No, you've given us more than enough. We'll let ourselves out.
Thanks again.
You kidding me? Thank you. Anything for the opportunity to keep working with you.
Nicholas, I am dead. Do you realize that more than 15 million people have had a chance to steal those pictures?
It's not that bad.
It's close enough. Look, there's Tom, there's all the clients, then there's anyone at my agency, there's anyone at the processing lab. You know, I might as well forget this whole thing and just pay whoever this is. Is there any chance I can get the money from you?
Well, I'd rather go to the police.
No.
But since that's not an option, I think the next best thing is to get on the internet and see if this blackmailer's done this before. I'll tell you what. After I drop you off, I'll go home, get on my computer, and see what I can find.
Do you really think that could work?
Something will. Listen, don't worry. I will fix this for you, okay?
Like I said, you are the best.
Okay.
Hi, Graham.
Where have you been?
With Lucky. We fell asleep.
We had a bargain, and I have done my very best to keep my side of it. I don't watch your every move. I don't object to the fact that Lucky uses your bedroom window to visit you at all hours, but I insist on knowing that you are safe. Now, you've been gone all night long. You didn't call me.
I know. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
I believe that's what you said the last time.
Graham, I know you were scared, but honestly, it was an accident. Lucky's been living out of the boxcar in the South Woods. Well, it's getting too cold for him to sleep there at night, so we spent all yesterday afternoon looking for a new place for him to live. We were tired when we got back, and then we split the rest of the soup that you made for him and got under a blanket to keep warm, and the next thing I knew, it was morning. I'm sorry I made you worry, Graham.
You and Lucky spent the night together.
We do all the time.
Well, I didn't realize it was in the same bed. Elizabeth, have you and Lucky been into it?
Are you asking if Lucky and I are having sex?
I don't mean to be intrusive, but you see, I'm your guardian, darling, and I'm responsible for you.
We're
and-
not. Graham, I'm not ready for that. I don't think I will be for a long time. Anyway, Lucky would never... We're not like that together. We're just friends. More than friends. I mean, we help each other, and he knows me better than anyone, and yeah, I like him, but I really don't feel comfortable discussing this.
I understand, and I didn't mean to pry, but... Elizabeth, when you do have feelings for a young man, sometimes things can happen much more quickly than you expect.
Graham, we really don't need to be having this conversation. I promise. If I get to the point where I think I'm ready to have sex, then I'm gonna go to a doctor and have an examination and get birth control and all that stuff, but please, can we not talk about this anymore?
Believe it or not, I am nearly as embarrassed about this as you are. In my very awkward, old-fashioned way, I am really trying to take care of you.
I know.
Well, now, why don't you go upstairs and change your clothes, and if you don't feel too tired, we could go school shopping and buy a few pair of those, baggy trousers that you insist on wearing, huh?
Actually, I kind of wanted to go with Lucky to help him find a new place to live this afternoon.
All right.
In fact, until he finds something more permanent, I was kind of hoping he can just stay here, in Sarah's room.
Elizabeth, I don't know.
But I just told you nothing was happening.
And I believe you, but you see, I also believe that Lucky should be living with his parents. You see, it's one thing to let him stay overnight occasionally and to give him some food and a few blankets. But it's entirely different to support this statement of his by giving him a place to live besides his home.
You don't know what happened between Lucky and his parents. maybe someday he'll be able to be around them, but I doubt if he'll ever be able to live there. He's got a job. He can pay for rent. It's gonna take a while till we find somebody who's gonna rent to a kid. Please, Graham, just let him stay here until then.
Thanks for helping me carry these inside.
Do you need all these for your research?
I've decided that my heroine is going to lose the emerald on the Orient Express, which means the train ride has to be authentic, and I need to figure out which city she chases the thief through.
Have you ever heard the expression, write what you know?
Well, I would do my research, and then I will know.
Well, since you're having a theft on a train, why don't you dress your heroine up as a nun?
And then she manages to plunge the compartment into darkness,
By breaking the light with a baguette.
thereby allowing her to steal the hero's passport.
Leaving the hero to try and talk his way past the border patrol. You know, on second thought, I don't think anyone will believe it.
I don't think anybody would believe half the situations Lucy and I got ourselves into.
You mean the situations Kevin and I got you out of?
Can you say Norma and Eve? Lucy was so furious when she found out the two of you disguised yourself as women in order to spy on her. And of course, I think maybe she was a little bit flattered, too, because it says a lot about a man's feelings when he's willing to dress up in a sari in order to protect the woman he loves from a fake psychic. You know, I think all they had was love. I mean, of course, they had to have it, otherwise they'd drive each other nuts. They should have made it.
Yes, they should have. Come here. Look, I have to get back to the office. Okay? Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna be just fine. I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna write about that trip Lucy and I took to France. You're right, there are things in there that I can use. And I think that Lucy would like it, knowing that part of my heroine was based on her.
Yeah, as long as you don't call her Eve or Catherine.
Not a chance. I'll miss you. Very best friend.
Ned paid my bail. My attorney seems to think she can get me acquitted.
I know that you will.
You're not gonna ask
Ask what?
if any of it is true?
You never would have lied to Brenda that way.
No. I never would. She said the worst pain of all is when someone you love lies to you. Makes you doubt everything. She was right.
Brenda never doubted you.
I miss her so much. I have to learn to live with that. I couldn't do it in jail. It was like suspended animation. I think I have to be close to Brenda to let her go. I thought I'd feel her here.
Maybe you will, once I leave.
I don't know what's gonna happen to this place. I can't buy it. I'm probably gonna lose everything I own. I hate the thought of strangers living here.
Oh, the realtor offered it to Jason and me.
Robin, she hated that life. She would hate the thought of guards on the porch and all the windows replaced with bulletproof glass.
But we don't need guards anymore. Jason quit.
What do you mean?
He retired. That's one of the reasons we wanted to move. Jason's showing his good faith by leaving the penthouse.
Corinthos had to leave the country.
Jason made some arrangements. I didn't ask for the details.
Sure. Well, I'm happy for you, Robin. I'm sure Brenda would be relieved to know you're safe.
Hey, here, let me take some of that stuff.
Careful, I have the heater and the television pictures in there for safekeeping.
Should have helped you carry some of that stuff.
No, that's all right. I took the bus. Oh, it wasn't so bad. So, how'd it go with Audrey?
Oh, she said she'd think about it.
Well, let's just forget it then. I can go find someplace else.
Where? The shelter? Just wait until she says no, okay?
You remember when we were at the No Name and you said you were stubborn and I said no, you were just determined.
Stubborn, right?
Incredibly.
Can't say I didn't warn you.
Hello, Lucky.
Hi, Mrs. Hardy. I came back to return your blankets.
Oh, that's very convenient timing. Elizabeth was just asking me if you could stay here.
I already told her I can find another place.
Why don't you try it for a week? And if you can't find another place...
I will.
then- Now, we do have a few rules. We use the front door for coming in and out, not Elizabeth's bedroom window. And I would like a call if you and Elizabeth are out later than 7.
No problem.
Well, good. Then I'll go up and get Sarah's room ready.
Thanks, Mrs. Hardy.
You're more than welcome.
See? Told you she'd say yes.
7 o'clock curfew. I'm gonna be out of here so fast.
Oh, excuse me, but it's better than the shelter.
You're right. It's a lot better, thank you.
Elizabeth, could you bring one of those blankets up here, please?
I'm coming, Graham. I'm really glad you're staying here.
Me too.
Have you spoken to Mr. Jackson?
Not since he left.
Do you have any idea where he went? I spoke to his mother. She said that she hasn't seen him.
Was something wrong?
The government wants to offer him a deal. I don't know the details, but they want to meet with him in 48 hours. Now, if he told you where he was going, particularly if he told you he was leaving town, find him. This meeting is the best chance he's got.
Where's Robin?
She's in the garden. The roses are still in bloom. I told her to pick as many as she wanted. So I understand you're thinking about moving in here.
Robin wants to.
Well, it's just a house, right? Robin wants it. Well, you can buy it with blood money. Never mind how much Brenda despised you and your so-called
Yeah,
business.
I know you're upset about Brenda. And it makes you want to hit something, and why shouldn't it be me? But I'll hit back. Maybe that'll be good, maybe that'll make you feel better, but we'll end up wrecking this place, and we're gonna make Robin cry, so be sure it's what you want to do.
I want to know why you turned my family over to the feds. If it was to save your miserable life, at least you saved Robin's too, but if it was on Corinthos' orders...
You do not matter to Sonny anymore.
As soon as Brenda was gone, you were free to use the evidence you had on Jerry. Did you trade it for whatever the feds had on you? Is that how you're walking away clean? To start a new life in Brenda's house? Answer me, damn it! You destroyed my family. The least you owe me is an explanation.
He didn't. He didn't turn your family over to the government. Tell him. Come on, I don't want you two to hate each other for no reason. For me, please.
I didn't turn your family over to the feds. The evidence I had, I ran through the paper shredder the night I retired.
Thank you.
You ready?
Jax, just call us if you need anything. Thanks for the roses.
They're beautiful, aren't they? Brenda was so proud of them. Her first garden, even though she only planted half of it. She would want you to look after it. She would want you to live here. Both of you. You saved her life. She never forgot that.
You know, the whole time we were lost, Brenda kept saying that you would find us. Because you loved her. I thought that was the stupidest thing I ever heard. But she was right. She was right. What was that for?
Forgiving him what you just did. And for realizing that he doesn't hate you. He's just grieving for Brenda.
If you died, I'd hate everything. I don't know how I'd stay alive.
You'd find a way. Jax will too.
Hey, what time is the next flight depart to Los Angeles? No connecting flight. Right to Malibu.
On the next General Hospital.
Do you want to work together, or do you want to turn this into a battle of wills between you and me?
I didn't sleep with you to save justice. I did it because I wanted you.
He skipped town, didn't he?
That would be breaking the law.
Tomorrow, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen star in the new comedy Two of a Kind. Then it's the season premieres of Boy Meets World and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, followed by the all-new TGIF comedy Brothers Keeper. ABC, Friday.